What could I possibly do with these? Model 20221, 24 dB, bidirectional digital amplifier, VHF, UHF, FM, 54 to 1000 MHz, return path frequency 5 to 42 megs. Interesting. What could I possibly be doing with these? Hey folks, another video. This time is a special request, a little job that a friend of mine wanted me to do for him. He wanted me to replace these F connectors with two BNC chassis mounts. And the reason he wants these two BNCs is because he's using the bidirectional amplifier for his scanner. And yes folks, these do work for Recieve amps for your scanner. So they're actually pretty cheap. Get them at dollar stores anywhere at all. So yeah, keep them in mind, these do work for scanners. So yeah, this is what we're going to do. We're going to pull the cover off of this thing, pull out the circuit board inside, and we're going to replace these two F connectors with BNC. So if you're interested in following along with this little job, stand by, and let's get this show on the road, shall we? So first thing we got to do is get this cover off, and we got these little tabs right here and here on both sides, over here and over here. We have to lift one side in order for the cover to come off. So let's get the flathead screwdriver here and move the tabs. Hopefully I'll move without too much trouble here. Keep my fingers away. Nothing worse than getting stabbed with a flathead screwdriver. And a guy seen it done right in front of me one day, and it wasn't very pleasant to see. Actually put a flathead screwdriver right through his thumb. He wasn't very pleased. Here we go. Here is the guts of the amplifier right there. Wouldn't be a bit interesting, but we'll get her done. So I'm gonna remove these ground wires. Before I can even do that, I gotta heat up the metal enough to get them back. I won't even move them. That one. So right now we've got this ground wire moved. We've got two of these loose. So now I've got the one on this side here now to release. Trick to getting this to work is keep the solder on your tip. New solder on your soldering iron. And a small flathead screwdriver. Stuff don't want to stay put, I tell you that. Gotta get underneath the ground wire to lift it. Booger. There we go. That one. Now, I'll try and move this other one. Easier said than done. I'm right-handed. More solder. Almost. Come on. There we go. And I got it. Perfect. Right. Show you here now. Jesus, hard. Alright. So basically, what I had to do was remove this ground wire, and these two ground wires. And they're soldered to the chassis on the inside. Yeah, takes a bit of heat. So now, got to loosen off the transformer here. And yeah. So loosen off the transformer. And then undo the nuts on these two connectors. And hopefully when I look, I can get all this to go back in here. Anyway, stand by. Get the transformer out. The board is loose. Now she's getting stuck by the AC cord, by the plug here, by the grommet. And the cable, which is a board, won't come up because it's getting locked in right there. I don't need it to come out much further. I hope I don't have to move that grommet, but there we go. Got it. There we have it. There's the actual amplifier board. Right there. Alright. So, what I'm going to do now is remove these two F connectors and then mount these two BNCs in the chassis. So, that's the next part. Okay guys, these F connectors are going to be a pain to get them out of the board. So the easy thing I done was just snip them off. Snip that off, and snip the center off, and just let her drift. So that's what I did with that. And I cleared out the center pins and the parts that goes through the board. Pretty much just left them as they were. It's just be too much messing around, and basically you'll end up burning up the board trying to remove the grounds that were on these. But you don't need them as such because the board is getting its ground from these points here. So yeah, you don't necessarily need these, but you know, it's up to you. But no, just chuck it and forget about it. So let's get the board back in the chassis here. So I got the BNCs mounted, and they should line up with the holes in the board, and yeah, hopefully this will all go back together. It should. I guess we'll see. Transformer back in and put my ground here on last, or my neutral. So put my grounds on here again. Gotta heat everything up. Tin up my wire, my solder iron. Just pour on the heat. Gotta get a good ground connection here. very down there. Now I gotta solder on. Keep this box straight. Flopping around everywhere on me. There we have it. Now, put my neutral here back on again. I'm surprised that there's no fuse in this. Alright. Tuck this down in that corner where it was before. Have it. Alright, so here we have it. Board's back in, transformers remounted. Wires are not pinched anywhere. So now I'm just gonna reflow my connectors for my antenna connectors. Right here and right here. So that's all I left to do. Clean the tip and put on the solder. There we go. Soldered. BNCs. So next thing we're going to check, just to make sure that I haven't got my center pin grounded to the chassis. Now we need a multimeter. Let's just find this, tangle up with everything here. A couple of things. Workbenches, boys, they're never clean. They're always in a mess. Now, the type of circuit. Don't know if these are supposed to be shorted or not. So what I'll do, I'll remove the solder from the pins here again, and I'll advance the board up. I'll move the board uphill a bit. See if I can try that. It should technically clear the short if there is a short going on here. So I'm going to advance the boards up a bit and see if that works. Okay, boys, let's turn on the light here so you see what's going on. Alright, so by design of this board, you have two inductors, Exhibit A, and you have Exhibit B. Two of these are making the short to ground, so it's just the way they're connected to the circuit. So I just tested my pins. I unsoldered the solder from this pin, as well as this pin to chassis. There is no short. So the way the circuit is working, they're getting the, I guess, DC ground through the coil to the chassis. So I'm going to resolder the pins. I know that there's nothing done wrong here. Everything is as it should be. So I'm just going to resolder my 2 pins here, one here and one here, and this thing should be good to go. So there we have it. Alright. So solder it onto that side, solder it onto that side. That trace goes all the way around in a circle there, so I just soldered one side to each side, and this should be fine. It's an interesting design, to say the least, how it works. You can see how they got the, let's see here, right there, trace comes over to the capacitor. These caps are what's actually blocking the DC voltage. The signal from the antenna comes in through the amp and gets amplified back out. But you can see how it's done. It's an interesting design. All SMT, as you can see. So anyways, there she was. Cover on her and she's done. So, cover's back on, and there is our BNCs. BNCs are now mounted. I got these as tight as I could possibly make them. Let's put you down here. This is a BNC to PL259 adapter that I think you'll be using. As you can see, easy on, easy off. Undo it. This one, same thing. Connectors don't move. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the video, folks. That's how you put BNCs inside a Model 20221 24 dB bidirectional digital amplifier. VHF, UHF, FM 54 to 1000 MHz. Return frequency path, or path frequency, is 5 to 42 MHz. And this thing is made by General Electric. Anyways, thanks for watching.